All right, figured I should give you an update because it's been a little while since I sold more than half of my collection to fund medical expenses that don't go through regular health insurance or would just take way too long. So it's been a bit of a mixed bag. There are good things, like for example that I'm pretty sure I've gathered all the funds that I need to take a trip over to Europe and see some specialists at private clinics. Kind of ironic to go to Europe to pay out of pocket for medical expenses, but it's still cheaper, believe it or not, by quite a margin. Although I did get the MRI scan that my doctor ordered. Right, I haven't actually mentioned what happened outside of a stream that hardly anyone saw. At the end of June, I had an accident. Yes, another one, but this one rather minor. There was a slippery patch on the road that I didn't notice, so I wiped out with a bike and landed pretty hard on my left side. The thigh actually looked the worst, but the shoulder, well, it's the same shoulder that I wrecked in the gym back in 2018 that never fully healed. So, yeah, I got the report, and it's not a torn rotator cuff. Apparently it's an injury of the AC joint where the top of the shoulder blade meets the collarbone. And there's several things going on there. Not super severe, which is good. But I don't know yet if that's going to change a whole lot of things with regards to physiotherapy. It seems like we've already exhausted all the options. At least my physiotherapist was pretty much stumped. But the good news is that I have full range of motion. I don't know yet if what I've been doing, the kinds of exercises I've been doing, if that can make things worse. I actually got back into regular exercise, meaning resistance training. I'm currently training 5 times a week, not that long each, only about half an hour. And of course, low weights. I have to ease into it to not do any more damage. And some things are challenging. In fact, most things are challenging. Chest exercises are not very compatible with the shoulder injury, it seems. So I have to go very light and be extremely cautious with how I do it. And even then, sometimes it tweaks things. I'm supposed to stay at a pain level of around 2 or 3 out of 10, but it easily jumps up to 5. So I have to be quite careful with that. And right now it seems like it's getting worse from the regular exercise. Even things like barbell squats seem to make it worse, or at least it hurts quite a bit just from holding the bar in that position without even really loading the shoulder in particular. On a more positive note, the elbow seems to have gotten better. It still hurts when doing certain exercises, but at least it seems like I'm not making it any worse by exercising. I mean, it's been well over a year now. The fact that it still hurts at all is weird enough, but it seems okay-ish. And I can swing swords with caution. So, you have to take a win wherever you can get it. And sometimes win just means less fail, you know what I mean? As far as the fatigue goes, the acute fatigue hasn't gotten any better, really. But by that I mean kind of random bouts of enormous exhaustion that seems to come out of nowhere, and it hits kind of like, it's a matter of seconds. It takes basically like 5 seconds for me to feel like, oh shit, it's like a heavy leaded blanket settling over me. My doctor is, I was going to say not taking it seriously. In all fairness, he did give me a referral for chronic fatigue, even though he seemed pretty dismissive of it. Overall, my baseline has been generally better, which it could be due to the supplements or partially, but I don't think so. I really think it's more a matter of exercise and cleaner eating, because right now thankfully I've managed to finally wrestle back control over my eating behavior, and it's been going quite well for over a month. I'm quite enthusiastic about that because it's so hard, It is incredibly difficult to regain that kind of control. And so lately I've been avoiding processed food, junk food, etc., high sugar, high fat, none of that, essentially. No sweets, no chocolate, nothing of that sort. I even weaned myself off soda, which was surprisingly difficult. I mean, even the sugar-free stuff doesn't seem to be particularly good for you, due to additives, and generally, as a rule of thumb, anything that's not a natural whole food is not going to be good for you. Like, the more processed, the worse. So that's an improvement, but unfortunately it does not do anything about that fatigue. Some days are worse than others. Today started really bad and has been bad for half the day, and now I'm feeling a little better, but I don't quite know why. I feel like I have a real shot at getting my weight under control again. I've been at that point a number of times over the past 5 years, where it seemed like I'm finally back on track and I'm doing all the right things. Like last summer, when I lost like 6 kilograms, and then I put it all back on, plus another 2 or so. I'm starting to drop weight again. It's still more than it was last summer, but I think I'm obsessive enough again about it, because I'm straight up afraid of losing control again. So I'm logging everything, and I'm paranoid. I don't want to give up that control again. It's an ongoing struggle, like every single day. It's hard, but I have more conviction than I've had this entire time. I don't know if it will be enough, but I'm feeling good about it currently. So there's that. Anyway, so the seemingly random bouts of debilitating fatigue and brain fog and all of that, that's still a problem. And I'm still planning to take that trip to Europe to see a number of specialists and get pretty thorough checks. So that trip, I'm planning that for early next year. And yeah, the budget that I've accumulated with the sales from my collection and a lot of generous donations from people, that should definitely be enough. And hopefully something will come of it. Because I'm sick of it. I'm tired of being tired, as you can imagine. It's been going on for way too long. I mean, my entire life. As a kid, I already had that. So whatever it is, I would like to get to the bottom of it. Right, and the other problem, the plantar fasciitis in my right foot, has not gotten any better at all. So physiotherapy has not done anything, unfortunately, and I doubt it will, because I know someone who's had the same thing, including the bone spurs and everything, who had to get surgery. Nothing else worked, including prescription anti-inflammatories and all that, which I've also taken. Didn't do it. So same here, and the only thing that worked was surgery. I do have a prescription or a referral to an orthopedic surgeon here. That'll probably happen in Canada, unless it takes longer than the remaining time until I take the trip to Europe. We'll see. So basically, as long as I rest it, it's fine. If I stand and walk for too long, it keeps getting worse and worse. So yeah, I basically just have to pace it, and otherwise just endure the pain. I've talked to a sports physician about it and asked him, hey, is there a chance I can make it worse by exercising and walking and all? And he said, no, it's just going to irritate the tendon and it's going to hurt, but that's better. I'm okay with that. Like if it's just pain, it gets really bad at times, and to the point where I could barely put weight on it, but at least it's better than knowing that it's just going to keep getting worse. If that's all it is, then okay, I can work with it. Anyway, that's about it. I'll leave it at that. Thanks for listening to all this. Thanks for the support, and I'll see you next time.